Hey everybody, it's Coach Meg and Coach Fury at Fury Industries, and we're going to talk to you about DVRT Ultimate Sandbag Training Shouldering. Shouldering is part of two of the big 6 DVRT movements. There's the shoulder sprinter stance squat, and then there's also the half kneeling arc press. And right now in our small group training program, we're doing shouldered squats. We're building towards that sprinter squat. But shouldering a sandbag is actually trickier than it seems, because with the sandbags, depending on the size of the bag, you're going to have differences in height for most starting positions. So like on this one, I'm much higher up if I was to clean the bag up, and I'm lower on this one if I were to clean the bag in the front load position. But when we shoulder, it all starts from the ground. So the most important part here is that we have to maintain a neutral spine as we go down. So Coach Meg's going to show us. We start at the broad side of the bag where there's no handle, so that when it lands on the body, nothing's digging in. On the power bag, she's going to start at the back of the bag. She's going to pull into a hinge as if she's going to do a deadlift or a high pull. But then she's going to allow for extra knee bend so that she can get there with a neutral spine. Cups the USB with her arms with her hands like a toy crane, and explodes up onto the shoulder. Now the great thing about this versus the normal front-loaded position is now we're in a side plank, right? So this is really challenging your core and hip stability to not lean, kick out. I know a lot of us train women, even men, when they start having lower back problems because they're holding their kid like this. We actually want to resist this, right? So we're up here. Now, we also have to put this down safely. So with that USB cradle, Meg's going to pull into her hinge, and then when she's in a good position, she's just going to gently let it down. We don't want to take it all the way down to the floor. The eccentric phase is a little riskier, so if we don't have a neutral spine, you can get a little yank there. Now, this changes based on the size of the bag. The part that changes is really only where you stand over the bag. So for the power bag, we're behind it, just behind it. When we move up to a strength bag, it's a longer dimension. So Meg's actually going to start a little more towards midline on it, so that when she pulls into her hinge, allows for the extra bend, cups, cradles, explodes up onto the shoulder. You'll see it puts her in a good strong position, but if she turns to face this wall, you'll see that the bag is somewhat evenly draped. It's never perfect, but you can see the sand now is actually filling to both sides. And now she can just go and hinge and let go from there. Boom. So the back is neutral the whole time. Now with the burly, that neutral part is especially true, and I'm going to go a little bit more towards center because it's a slightly longer dimension, but now it's wider too. So I have to have a slightly wider face so that when I come up, everything else is the same, and I find that plank. Now, ways to troubleshoot this. If someone's struggling with the concept of getting the ultimate sandbag up, start by teaching them the bear hug clean, which is basically the starting position for all of these is the same. It's just the amount of force you're going to need and where you got it. So in a bear hug clean, you're only going to here, here, and then I hinge and I let it go the same way. That way they can get used to the idea of making the USB float from that deeper hinge / squatty position. The other thing is, don't rush into it. Make sure they're good with their regular front load cleans, getting the back light to begin with. But it's a great movement. It's a great way to train the body differently, where I don't need to just keep progressively loading a heavier ultimate sandbag or implement on somebody, but we're challenging them by changing the holding position. So give it a shot. I hope that helps. One last thing. Clearly, if someone doesn't have the mobility to get all the way down there, just put the ultimate sandbag on something. Like we'll use one of our plyo boxes and pop one on there. So enjoy. Leave comments. Let us know if that helps. Bye.
Bye.